The effects and aftermath of a nuclear bomb explosion is so devastating that you can't wish it on your enemy. That's why it looks obvious that this guy, the Israeli Heritage Minister, Amichai Eliyahu, does not understand the effects of a nuclear bomb explosion. When he was asked in a radio interview if an atomic bomb should be dropped on Gaza, he responded that it is one of the possibilities. He obviously lacks the knowledge to understand the effects of a nuclear bomb explosion, and Israel will never drop any of such bombs in Gaza because of the effects it will have on Israel itself. It's like bombing Israel themselves. Eliyahu belongs to a far-right party, and his party is part of the coalition that brought Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, to power. Because Israel practices a parliamentary system of government, you need a coalition in order to form the government. It's also very difficult for one party to win a majority of the seats in Israeli parliament. That's why you have people with such extreme views being made ministers in a government. Such extreme views make it difficult for Israeli allies to continue to support them. Many of their allies have criticized and continues to criticize Russia in Ukraine for all the atrocities they commit there. If they fail to criticize the massive casualties Israel is inflicting in Gaza, how will they turn around and criticize Russia in the future? That would be hypocrisy and double standards. There is no doubt that there are Israelis that have extreme opinions about Palestinians and others. That's why many of them are taking advantage of the conflict in Gaza. In the areas where they have settlements in the occupied territories, most of them are chasing away the Palestinians living in their ancestral land. This is very condemnable. The attention of the world is focused in Gaza. People are not paying attention to what is happening in the settlements. They are driving people away from their homes. They are cutting their power lines, slashing their water tanks. They are even burning their homes. These poor people never played any role in what Hamas did on 7th October. Why will they receive the punishment for what they did not do? Israelis with extreme views can be compared to Hamas because it was the extreme views of Hamas that drove them to commit the atrocity of 7th October. And when an Israeli minister like Eliyahu says something like there is no such thing as uninvolved civilians in Gaza, and that anyone waving a Palestinian or Hamas flag shouldn't continue living on the face of the earth. These statements can be likened to what the Hamas officials said recently, that they will repeat 7th October atrocity over and over again whenever they get the opportunity, that the Israelis have no right to exist, that they will recover their land. Many of such statements.
وجود إسرائيل هو اللي بخلق كل هذه الآلام والعذابات والدموع والدماء. هي إسرائيل مش إحنا ضحية الاحتلال، نقطة وآخر السطر. لذلك ما حدا يلومنا، إحنا شو اللي بنعمله في 7 أكتوبر، في 10 أكتوبر، في مليون أكتوبر. إحنا اللي بنعمله مبرر. It is justified، مبررة.
These kind of statements coming from an Israeli minister puts Israel on the same pedestal with Hamas. Many Arab countries are calling for a ceasefire because of the massive casualties, even going by the fact that Israel has the right to avenge what happened to them. The disparity in the number of casualties in Gaza as compared to what happened in Israel has become too high that people can no longer stand by and watch what is going on. Yes, they have a right to avenge like every other country in the world would have done if they experienced what happened on 7th October, but the massive civilian casualties is becoming too high.